Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Northern Lights College and MSM Media, I would like to welcome you all to NLC MSM Agent E Summit Live Series for 2020. I'm Karishma Chaudhary, Manager Canada at MSM Media. Well, choosing the right college in Canada is a big decision and important investment in students' future. So Northern Lights College has been providing high quality programs to Canadian and international students. NLC welcoming you all with a mission of enriching lives, community, and industry in Northern British Columbia and the world through their accessible, applied, and academic learnings. NLC constantly seeks to enhance the quality of learning experience through international opportunity for its students and graduates. NLC together with MSM are happy to have you all here for an hour of ultimate knowledge-oriented session. Well, before we get to the exciting part, I would like to let you know that if you would be having any question related to NLC, please do not hesitate to put it in Q&A section in your control panel. And if you are having any technical questions, then please drop it in the chat box. I know everyone is curious and interested to learn more about NLC, its program, its state-of-the-art facilities on campus, and of course, its welcoming local community. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce Mr. Tony May, International Recruitment and Business Development Coordinator. Tony, over to you.
Thank you, Karishma. Good evening from here, everyone. And Karishma, to introduce me, let me repeat myself again. My name is Tony May. I'm the International Recruitment and the Business Development Coordinator for Northern Lights College. So let me give you a little bit overview about our college. Northern Light College. We are located in Fort St. John and Dawson Creek in British Columbia, BC, Canada, which is about 1.5 hour fly away from Vancouver. And we do have, more than 2 campuses. We have 5 campuses, but we are hosting our international students mainly in Fort St. John and Dawson Creek. Let me give you a little background about Fort St. John and Dawson Creek. We are industrial towns, which means even though we are a small community towns, but because everyone is working in the industry around this area, for example, the gas and the oil and the lumber and the natural resources, so everyone, the income is very well. So which means in both of those towns, even though they are small, but they have everything you need. We have a shopping mall, supermarkets, swimming pool, even golf course. So it's all in your reach. And also because of that, that create a lot of job opportunities for international students. Majority of our international students, they find their first part-time job in the first week when they arrive, during the normal time, of course. And a lot of them, after they graduate, is actually also is very easy for them to find a full-time job when they want to do their PR afterwards. So that's the background about Fort St. John and Dawson Creek. And like I said, we're a small community town. Everyone is very warm and welcoming. And all the places you need to go for example, the international student, when they find a part-time job, it always be within the walking distance, 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. You will get the place you need to go. Then, of course, we are public college established in 1975, and will be known as BC's Energy College. So why would you choose Northern Lights College? Well, there's a few key points. First of all, it's we have the most affordable tuition in British Columbia, and we are one of the most affordable tuition in Canada. And also for the tuition, let me just give you an example. And for example, a business management diploma, for both 2 years, you're looking about $20,000. And for most of our programs, it is around that range. And also we have very small classroom. And usually we have about 16 students per lecture, and there's only a couple courses that have about 32, but those are mostly fundamental classes. Also, of course, we are public college, and all of our certificate it's same as any other public college, and is within a standard. And up here is unlike Vancouver, and is unlike Vancouver or Toronto, because we are small community college. You don't have the big, like in the morning you need to get 2 hours early and try to get to our places. And so in here, everything you see is the natural life of beautiful British Columbia, Canada. And of course, like I mentioned before, and it's very easy for students to find a part-time job and a full-time job. Oh, my screen is stuck. Hold on a second. Then let's go into our programs. Like any other college, we have the university transfer program. If your student goal is actually to finish a degree, yes, of course, they can finish year 1, year 2 at our college, then transfer to any major universities for year 3 and year 4 and complete their bachelor degree. And of course, once they've successfully complete, they have a 3-year work permit, postgraduate. And just to clarify, in Canada, in British Columbia, if you transfer within British Columbia, your credit is guaranteed transfer. So if you finish here, you can guarantee transfer any universities in British Columbia. If you want to transfer outside of British Columbia, and it is up to the receiving institution to decide how many credits they will take as a transfer. But because we are public college, most of our credit will be transferred. For example, we have some student transfer to the University of Toronto. 95% of his credit got transferred. Then, of course, we have our diplomas and associate degree and a post-degree diploma. Now, for a post-degree diploma, we have 3 categories. One is business management, general. Then we have specialized in health administration and specialized in information technology. And of course, we have the business management diploma, just a diploma, not post diploma. Then, of course, we have associate degree of arts and associate degree of science. And one good thing about associate degree, and once students finish associate degree, they can decide that if they want to apply for postgraduate work permit, or they can transfer to university, finish degree, then apply for postgraduate work permit afterwards. So it's up to the students. And as you can see, we have many specializations within the associate degree. And of course, we have our helping professions. Social service worker, criminology diploma, early childhood education and care diploma. And like I mentioned before, most of our programs are around $20,000 for the entire program. But here I want to mention for the practical nursing, it's not. This program is about 38,000, and also the IELTS requirement is higher than all other programs. They're looking 7.0 and 7.5 in reading for this particular program. Then we have a lot of 1-year program. If your student want to just do 1-year certificate, we will highly recommend they at least do 2 1-year certificate. If they just do one, it's as you know, the point won't be enough for them to get a PR afterwards. And for the certificate, we have business management certificate and the certificate in social science, applied business technology, and administrative assistant, financial assistant, and office assistant. And of course, we have our ESL pathway. Oh, ESL pathway program. And if you do not have IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo, they can take our ESL program. Then we have our environmental stewardship. For example, land and water resource diploma. This program, it might not be a popular program in other colleges, but here it is actually very useful. The reason why, because we are surrounded by few corporations, like for example, like I mentioned before, the natural gas, oil, and lumber. All of those big corporations, they have team of engineers that do land and water resources like management and test the water, keeps water clean. So they job is created and workforce is needed. Many of our graduates from this program, they actually get a full-time job if they're lucky, and they usually get job at the big corporation. But if they do good, they will get a full-time offer. They're set because this job they were paying at least about $35 Canadian an hour, which is a great program. Same with archaeology. Archaeology, it's not what you think it's like dinosaur bones, because also to do with history, to do with and the land surrounding northern BC. So they also can get a job in those corporations. Then we have another program, which is one of our most proud diploma program. It is aircraft maintenance engineering, basically. It is a 2-year diploma and also is around $20,000 for the program. As you can see on the right-hand side, I use my cell phone to take the picture. This is their classroom. And you can see we have jet, we have rescue helicopters, we have watercraft, we have personal airplane. So because I mentioned before, we have maximum 16 students in this classroom at one time. So each student will have their hands on one of the plane to work on. So it is very hands-on program. And all of our professor and instructor for this program, they are the engineer in the field. So if you do good in class, impress the professor, usually they will give you recommendation. So many of our alumni, they actually get a full-time job offer before they even graduate, which is great. But I want to mention for this program and the program before for land and water, both programs are hands-on program. It's not like sitting in the office and you read the book. Those two programs, you need to get hand dirty, you work off hours. If your student can handle that, those two programs are the great choices. And of course, we have student service. Except for this September, everything is online right now, even including our orientation, which just passed now a few days ago. And advising is also online, and international student leadership and ambassador program is also online. We still provide those services. Now I want to mention our accommodation. We have in each campuses in Fort St. John and Dawson Creek, we have amazing student residence. So for example, in the picture, that's a 4-bedroom suite. Usually the students have their own bedroom and they share the kitchen, living area, and the bathroom. And it's about $520 per month, which include the water, electricity, heat, and Wi-Fi. The only thing that does not include is the groceries. So we don't feed them. So they still have to go buy and cook for themselves. And if a student decides to rent apartment or house or basement outside school, of course they are welcome to do so. Usually it's around $700, and of course depends how many people are showing it. It varies. And this is a detailed program list, and you can ask M Square to send this to you guys. And that's a basic overview of Northern Lights College. Back to you, Krishma.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for giving such a wonderful presentation. And
Thank
now
you.
it's a time to take questions from the audience. Again, I would like to update everyone, if you are having any question, please do not hesitate to put it in Q&A section. So, Tony, the first question is about the IELTS requirement. If the student has not taken IELTS, can he
Mhm.
register for ESL program and move on to his preferred study program?
Yes. All of students, if they finish your ESL program, they can enter majority of our programs. There's exception, for example, nursing. Nursing, you will still need IELTS because this is reinforced by the BC Ministry of Health. So even Canadian students, they have to prove that they can do that. So except nursing, all other program, they can apply for after they successfully finish our ESL program.
Okay, that is good. And Tony, is there any changes in the requirement for the students from Iran and Turkey and Pakistan, or the requirement is completely same for all the international students?
Oh yeah, of course. All the requirement, admission requirement is exact same for wherever you come from. It's all the same. We don't, balance that. I mean, well, for example, if a student from United States, we won't need IELTS, because they're from United States or England. Then they will just need to meet the other admission requirement.
Okay.
But there's very, very few country like that. Only if English is their native speaking language.
Right, true, true, undoubtedly. And Tony, is there any scholarship programs available for international students?
We do have a scholarship, but not for new international student, unfortunately, at this moment. I mean, once you arrive at an NLC, when they study for a semester, there's many uh, scholarships they can apply for. Some of them might not fit them, and some of them it really depends on their study and the luck. It's a scholarship. They have to pick the winner. So, but we are encouraging our internationals to apply once they get here, but not at the before you come. We do not have an entrance scholarship at this time.
Okay, that is fine. And Tony, is there any awards the institution have received in last few years?
I mean, sorry, is there any
Is
what?
there any kind of awards or affiliations the institution have received in the last years?
Oh, we we have received for aircraft maintenance. I forgot what's that award called. I'm sorry. I think that it's a ratio competition award, but I do not remember the full name. But that also shows our aircraft maintenance program is actually leading program even within whole Canada, and there are not many any other college or institution have the program. If you even you search Google, there are only handful that is on top of which offer this program.
Okay, right. Then we are having another question is that what is marks percentage should be in the intermediate to get admission for bachelor's degree?
Well, it depends which university they are thinking of a transfer to. So, for example, if they want to transfer to UBC, University of British Columbia, so it's a very highly ranked university. And for that, and it also depends on their program. If they want to transfer business, the requirement is pretty high. Usually, student will need a GPA over 3.67 to even consider to apply if they want to get into the business school. But for example, they want to go to University of Northern British Columbia, the UNBC, then the requirement is much lower. Usually is around 3.123 that they can apply. Or if you want to go to, for example, you want to go to some other program that is not so many people applying. Even with UBC, sometimes 3.12 is enough. So it really depends on individual student and their GPA and what program they're applying.
Right. So this was a requirement for the bachelor's degree. I just want to highlight because bachelor's will be competed in any of the partnered university or any other university where the NLC credits will be accepted. But to apply at NLC in most of the programs, the requirement is 50%, but it might be high for a few programs, associate degree programs, that we will definitely share with you complete program metrics with the requirement after the session. Okay, so coming to our next question is about from one of our agent in Pakistan, and they are asking about the IELTS requirement, that what are the IELTS requirement in each module, Tony?
Well, for majority of the program is 6.0 and nothing less than 6.0. There's a couple like associated with science is 6.5, and like I said, nursing is higher too. So for detailed admission requirement, please contact M Square. They will give you the full list.
Right, thank you, Tony. Tony, coming up to the next question, can
Mhm.
student apply for a conditional offer letter if their result is awaited?
For what result? I'm sorry.
Like if the student's graduation last semester result is awaited, then can we provide a conditional offer letter to the student?
Um, what we do is as what unlike other colleges, and if you apply to certain program and your document is not complete, but we still will create your student number and we will ask you for those documents, which means it is kind of a conditional offer, but it's not real conditional offer because we don't do conditional offer, but we will give you a student number, and within the time, you are actually taking seat already in the program you're applying. Unless someone paid for it, then maybe they will bump you out from the position you are in. So, so it is, you can treat it as a conditional offer letter, but you probably need to provide the document ASAP before someone else actually get a letter of acceptance. So, I want to repeat myself, maybe it's a little confusing, but unless someone else paid for tuition deposit and get a letter of acceptance, if you just apply, you will have the student number, but we will ask you for more documents. That's the only time you will get a bump. But if you get a level offer, pay within the timeline, the seat is yours.
Okay, so till the time like student don't provide us the complete documents, we won't be able to hold the seat for a long. But yes, we would be able to accept the application, would be able to generate the student ID for that particular student.
That's
So
correct.
quickly, if you would be able to provide us the complete documents later on, you may get the seat. But meanwhile, if the seats got filled, then you won't be able to, get the seat. Right? I understood, Tony. And Tony, coming up to the next question, it is about the minimum age requirement. Is there any minimum age requirement for students to apply at Northern Lights College?
Um, Usually it's 18, and but we do accept some 17 years olds, but some countries will require custodianship, and we do offer that. Well, we don't offer it, but we can assist with that. So, but usually it's 18, and if it's 17, like I said, depends on the country, depends on where they're applying from. But I see in some countries, even 16-year-old, they don't need one. But some country, 18 years old, they need one. So it really depends where you're applying, and if embassy asks you to go get a custodianship, and you will need to get it. But we do accept them. But like I said, youngest probably 17, unless you come here to study ESL only, or after you graduate from ESL, you're 17. That's fine.
Right. Thank you, Tony. The next question is about the study gap, Tony. So, is there any study gap? What study gap exactly we can accept?
Um, well, this is more of admission question. We do accept study gaps, but for the particular timeline is really program dependent. Most of program we will be more lenient than other ones, and for example, program like nursing or program like early child care, the study gap might be a little bit tighter. So please, apply or send an email inquiry for a specific program, then we will have more detailed information for you for that.
Right, Tony, thank you so much. But here I would
Yeah,
like to add one more thing. For most of the programs, we are accepting up to 7 years. But again, as Tony mentioned, it will depend upon program to program. So don't hesitate to send us an email whenever you are having any prospective applicant for NLC. Right, Tony.
that's correct. Yep.
So, again, there is another question is about the gap only after the intermediate. Is it 3 or 4 years bachelor's degree? Okay. So what is the duration of the bachelor's degree, Tony, in Canada if the student is
4 years. Majority of a bachelor degree is 4 year or even 5 years, depends on the degree itself.
right? Thank you so much. Whereas the diplomas programs are 2 years, right, Tony?
That's correct.
And here again, I would like to mention one more thing. Even if the student is doing a 2-year diploma program or a 4-year degrees program, he would be getting a 3 years of postgraduate work permit.
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. So now let's see the another question. If the student first apply for ESL program before a diploma program, just give me a minute. I just missed the question. Yes, I got it. So if the student first apply for ESL program before a diploma program, but later submit the IELTS before the program starts, will the ESL program be removed? It's a very complicated question for me.
So it depends. If the IELTS score was submitted and the program the student want to apply for is still available, then we may think about to switch the program. But if the program you want to join is full, you're stuck.
Right.
So make sure submit as early as possible, or finish at least one semester of ESL.
Okay, great. And Tony, would you like to say something about the refund for policy?
Yeah, for student, if they get a visa refusal, of course we give them full refund minus $300 admission charges,
Okay.
and um, for any other reason, we usually do not issue refund. And but if there's some critical circumstances, you always can ask case by case. That will be something different. But usually only refund on visa refusal.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tony.
You're welcome.
So, again, I believe we have answered almost all the questions, Tony, from our audience. Again, I would like to repeat, if you have any question, please put it forward so that we can answer it before we wind up the session. So, Tony, let's wait for a minute or two.
Sure.
Yes, again we got a question. Thank you. So do we have to deposit full year fee or can we pay partial tuition fee as well?
So for the tuition deposit right now, as for now, it's $5,000 minimum. That is not 1 year fee or one semester. That's just a tuition deposit, $5,000. And if your student want to come apply under SDS or something like that, then it's $10,000 because that requirement is by Immigration Canada, is not by us. So yeah, we don't do partial installment for the deposit, unfortunately. So
Okay.
$5,000 minimum or more.
Okay, so it's basically it's depend whether the country from which the student is applying for the visa is come under SDS rules or not. If the country does not come under SDS rule, you can simply make a deposit of $5,000. And if you come under the condition of SDS and student is willing to put forward their application under SDS, to follow the rules, they have to make a tuition deposit of 1 year. Nice. Okay, Tony, let's move forward to our next question. It is about the admission requirement only. So can student apply in NLC after 11 years of education?
From which country?
Uh, Adnan, I would like to mention you the country as well because it's difficult for me to find it out right now.
Yeah.
He's not from India, it's from Pakistan.
Pakistan. So for majority of the program, we do require the student graduate from high school. If the student lacking one or two courses to meet the admission requirement, then we will ask him to upgrade first. We do have upgrading courses, and it, this question actually really relate to the program you're applying. So there's no general answer for it. And if you have prospective students, please send me an application. I'm Square will be happy to review for you. Then we will give you answer like one by one because it's not a general question.
Yeah, it's depend upon the program and as well as on the country to which country student actually belongs, because the immigration requirement to apply for the higher education is different for different countries. So definitely we would be able to help you. If you are having any profile to share, you can share it with us and we will reach you out with the answers on that particular profile. Okay, so I believe we have mentioned a lot of questions. Let me check if there's any new question. Okay, Mohammed again asks about the the refund for the refused visa. Mohammed, as Tony already answered, there will be a deduction of administration charges only if the student got the refusal. The rest of the amount will be, refunded to the student on the visa application refusal. If the student is eligible to apply for SDS, but he want to apply for journal, can he? Yes, it's completely student choice whether he want to apply for a journal category visa or the SDS, depending upon the requirement. And if you want to proceed in a journal, definitely he can. There's no foundation on that. Okay. So again, I believe that we have answered all the questions. So, Tony, before we wind up this session, would you like to say anything?
Well, it's a great pleasure for me to join this seminar, and I'm looking forward to see any of you, if any of your students coming to Northern Lights. I will welcome with open arms. And again, Northern Lights College, we're community college, and we know the student by their first or even last names, and it's always one-on-one. And even though I haven't been into this college for that long, but all the students I have met, they remember me and I remember them. So it is a great place for students actually really want to come to study, make a life for themselves. And welcome to Northern Lights and welcome to north part of British Columbia and Canada, of course.
Right, Tony. Thank you so much, Tony. And
Thank
again, I would
you.
like to thank you. Again, I would like to thank all the attendees who have attended the session. Northern Lights College is looking forward to recruit more agents in Pakistan, Iran, and Turkey as well. So, thanks for attending this exclusive Agent E Summit. And we are here to support you to the best of our capabilities. After this particular session, we will be sharing with you the complete details for applying at NLC. And if you would be having any queries, you can write back to us. We will be, answering all your questions. Yes, I can see there is, request for sharing the presentation. Yes, we ensure that we will share the presentation as well with you so that you can, use it for the promotion purpose. And of course, again, I would like to highlight, if you are looking forward for any live session and training session, again, for you and your team or for your students, we would be definitely available. Just we are email, behind, so you can just simply email us. We would be here to assist you to the best of our capability. Thank you, Tony, so much for joining today's session and informing all of our agents regarding the NLC and all its program offerings. And again, I would like to thank all the agents for attending this session. I believe that the session was very informative for everyone, and it will help you to enhance your student recruitment activities. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye. Have a great day ahead. Take care and stay safe.
Thank you. Bye bye.